So it's a beautiful sunny day in sunny South Florida. I have two scripts. It's not really starting to be overwhelming, but if I think about it, one script at a time, right? So let's turn the radio on, see what we get. All right, you ready?
Americans were unbanked in 2019.
Americans were
checking your savings
unbanked.
account at a bank or credit union. Now, Stacey, when we talk about those who are classified as unbanked, what do we know about this group and why they're unbanked?
Unbanked. Never heard of that term.
Well, I think there are a couple things about them. It's often folks who are living paycheck to paycheck, who are relying on payday lenders and other forms of often what could be considered predatory lending.
Well, I think that's true, but that's probably not very many people. Let's see what else she says.
They can never, thinking about things like buying a house or having a mortgage is so far off in the future when you can't even convince a bank to let you open an account, or if you do open an account, you're increasingly hit with, a minimum set of fees if you don't have a
Yeah. Get on with it. Tell me the other
all
group
of
of people.
Can be very frustrating and just frankly very hard and time consuming.
I was thinking about this today. I was using my credit card. I pretty much always use my credit card to pay for everything. And then I get, 1% back or 2% back or something like that. And it's just easier, quicker, and I don't have to carry coins around. When you pay with cash, you get coins back, and then what do I want to do with them? I want it to jingle in my pocket? Not really. So they say that you spend more when you pay with credit than when you do with cash, and I think that's probably true, because when you let go of cash, you feel like you've spent something, whereas you can press a button for a credit card and it just doesn't feel the same. But I was thinking about the fact that a lot of money goes back and forth without being tracked. So credit card exchanges are tracked. The company knows that I spent the money. The company knows that somebody spent the money, and the company that you bought it from, and then the company that is doing the credit, Visa or MasterCard, they know that the money was spent, and that's a whole system of money and credit and banking that is bypassed when you use cash. So I think about people who are selling drugs and being paid in cash. But of course, it's not just drugs. I know that a lot of people carry cash so they can make deals, so they can buy stuff spur of the moment, so they can, sell it later for more. So there's this whole business world that doesn't intersect with banking and credit. So this has got to be the time in society when more people use credit than ever before, because credit used to be something that only people could use once they established that they could pay off their debts, whereas now you get a credit card application, I don't know, when you're 18, regardless of what's going on in your life, or when you're in college, regardless of what's going on in your life. At least I got credit card applications before I was making any money, or before I was making much money, with the assumption that they would just give you a little bit and then you would pay it off and your credit would grow. And it's nice that the middle class has access to credit if they use their credit well, but I think what we've got is people who are living paycheck to paycheck, who are involved in the credit and banking sphere. So I think people my parents' age and older had more money in the bank and less balances to pay off with credit. I think that's pretty much true. I don't think that's controversial or questionable, even though data is skewable. But now, credit card companies know that people are going to make money in the future, and they know that if they can get enough of them to pay off enough of their bills, they're going to make a profit. And all of that information that's gathered from the credit and banking industry can be used to target future customers and get more out of them. Because that data itself is valuable if it's used correctly. Now, having worked in companies where people gathered data and they seemed to just use the data to tell the boss what the boss wanted to hear, I don't know how valuable it is that McDonald's, for instance, knows what I buy. But if it causes me to buy more stuff from McDonald's, they're getting something out of it that wouldn't be possible without that credit system. I mean, there is obviously a difference between data and a guess, but both can be wrong. So today I heard on the news, I'm pretty sure it was NPR, that 70, I wish I remembered the number, but a lot of money was just forgiven of student debt loan because some universities lied about their success rates. And it sounded, reporting is incomplete, and I don't know if it's exactly true, but it sounded as if they said that some people, maybe like 1,600 people, 1,800 people, had their student loans forgiven because the universities lied about their success rate in finding people jobs. And I almost fell off the chair. Let's say a university said they have a 90% success rate, but they really didn't. Well, the person who took the loan knew that there was a 10% chance they wouldn't get a job. So they should not have 100% of their debt forgiven. They knew they were taking a risk. They didn't know that the risk was as bad as it was. But they shouldn't get free school. They should get, discounted school. Give everybody who went to that school a little bit of money because somebody lied. When I buy a product and the factory is lied, the manufacturer is lied about it, or the store is lied about it, it's very doubtful that they're going to give me the product for free, right? So just because somebody's lying doesn't mean that you get whatever they lied about for free. Give a lot of people a little bit rather than a few people a lot. Just my thought on some money stuff. Happy day, happy evening, happy everything.